Hello friends, and welcome into my craft room. I'm Heidi with Heidi Sonboul DIY. In today's episode, we are going to be making 3 easy, beautiful crafts for the springtime for your home. They are so fun to make, very affordable because we're using Dollar Tree supplies. Now come along and let's make something beautiful for our homes. The Dollar Tree has out some beautiful signs this spring season. I also grabbed this chalkboard sign. I had this little finial and this craft stick that I got from the Dollar Tree craft section. And we're going to bring these all together to make a beautiful stand-up decor piece that you can put anywhere in your home. I really would love to see this at your front door, welcoming in your guests, welcoming in the spring and Easter season. It is so fun to make this one. So we're going to start with taking that chalkboard sign, gluing it to the back side of the egg. This is going to allow it to become vertical, which is going to really elevate the sign. These kind of signs are really easy to just hang up on a door, on a nail, on a hook, but giving it some height and allowing it to stand up really does let you put this anywhere in your home, on a counter in the bathroom or at a table when you're walking in to the front door to welcome your guests. Now, to really elevate it and make it a high-end look, something that you would see at like Kirkland's or Pottery Barn, I glued this craft stick to the back, and at the very top we're going to add a finial piece to top off the very tippy top of this craft stick. It really completes the top of it, which looks nice and polished. And then we're going to move on to decorating it. Adding on a bow and some florals really does help complete the look of this project. And again, super simple steps to follow. Any level of crafter can make this one. Take some glue, glue on whatever kind of bow you want. And again, they have so many different beautiful signs at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So you can get as creative with this as you would like. I decided to add on a burlap bow and a gingham bow, and then I took a tiny bit of Spanish moss, put that right in the center of the bow so that I could add on a button right in the middle. And I'm pulling the colors from the sign. You can see I've got that neutral tan to go along with the wood. I've got the blue from the florals, and I've got this pink from also the florals. Down at the bottom, I want to conceal some of that base, that stand that we're using from the chalkboard sign. I'm going to add a little bit of Spanish moss, and then I'm going to come back in with some greenery picks. I'm just going to sneak those in on the side, and then I decided to add in just one more tiny pick that had a little bit of pink to the tips of it. I thought this was really nice to help tie in the pink in the flowers and then the pink down at the bottom. I glued all of that into place, and at this point, it's ready for decorating in your home and cost you just a few dollars. I hope you give this one a try. This entire project came together because of this tiny watering can that I found in the gardening section at the Dollar Tree for this spring. So I grabbed 2 of these crates, some foam and some florals, because we're going to make the cutest, most whimsical spring garden box. I'm just taking my 2 crates, I'm gluing them together by their side, and once that was nice and dry and secure in place, I then moved on to adding in my foam. Now the foam, we're going to have to cut it down to size to fit into these crate boxes. I just took a large square piece I get from the Dollar Tree, used my kitchen steak knife, and I cut it. That's like the easiest way for me to cut it. You cut it however you want. And then I'm going to conceal it right on top of it because we don't want to see that foam. Now we're going to move on to this darling watering can. We want to look like it's angling itself to the side, watering into the garden box. So I just bent the wire, and then once I got it down into the foam, I decided to bend it back just ever so slightly because I wanted to make sure the angle looked right with the watering can tipping over. Now I'm going to come in and fill in my garden box. I'm going to conceal the metal rod going up into the watering can by putting florals all over it so that it looks like it's floating in air. And then I'm going to come in throughout the rest of the box, filling it in with all kinds of different florals, some of these purple berries, and really just having fun getting really colorful with this project. You put in whatever florals you would like to have in it, but once you've got all of your florals in, you can decide whether or not to continue on with decorating it. I always like to take mine a step further, so we're going to decorate around the sides of the box to make it look like one garden planter. You don't have to do that. You could paint the crate boxes or you can stain them, whatever you want to do. I decided to wrap a really pretty lacy ribbon around it, and I'm just adding some glue, going around the box, and then after I do the lacy ribbon, I'm going to come back in with a pink ribbon. I really do feel like this tidies up those crate boxes nicely so you don't see the seam between the two of them. And it's really simple. You just cut down to the size you want, glue down where you want it to hold tight and not shift around. And then I'm going to use a pink ribbon because I wanted to pull out the pinks from those flowers. I could have used a yellow as well, but I'm using a lot of pink in my home this spring season, so I really like the idea of the pink. And then just glue it down into place. That's the fun thing about ribbons. I love layering ribbons on top of each other. It brings a lot of texture. It brings an extra color. Whatever you decide to do with your box, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. Now, to finish off the ribbon on the box, I decided to add a little garden label tag at the very front, just adding some glue. I popped the stick off and put it right onto the front of the box. Didn't this turn out so whimsical? I hope you can get your hand on one of these little watering cans. They are so adorable to work with. I found this tray over in their kitchen section and thought it's so beautiful that it needs to be elevated, well, at least in my opinion. I also found this wall sticker sheet, and then I have some of these little knobs that I get from the craft section at Hobby Lobby and their wood section. Now I have this piece of wood that's left over from another project. I decided that I liked the size of it for the inside of the tray, and I'm going to just use it as a template. I traced around on that wall sticker sheet, and then I'm going to cut out. I am cutting a little bit past that black line because I just want to make it just a little bit bigger, and I'm doing this so that I can lay it down inside of my tray. And what I liked about the size of that wood is I liked that there was still a white band going around the tray. You can decide how big you want your wall sticker to be, but this is such a beautiful way to really spruce up these scallop trays that you can get at the Dollar Tree and then really add some spring to it. I'm going to pull back that paper on the sticker and then just continue to smooth it out, making sure there's no air bubbles. Once I've got that all down nice and snug and tight and smooth, I'm going to flip it over and take 5 of these knobs. I'm using E6000 to glue them down, and you can see I'm using a little bit more than just a dot so that it kind of curls up and around on the side of the wood which will really lock it in. Now the Dollar Tree has a bunch of beaded wood wreaths. I just took one of them, cut it down to size, and then I'm going to feed that through and twist the wire. Here is a tip when you work with these: don't twist the wire onto the plastic. It can crack the scallops. So when you're twisting your wire, just be careful, keeping it nice and straight as you can as you twist the wire on to create the handles. All of these projects were so easy to make, and all of the supplies were so affordable. My favorite kind of crafts. I love things that are easy, and I love things that are affordable. I hope that these inspire you to get into your craft room and get crafting for this season, that you make something beautiful for your home, and that you enjoy using your talents that God gave you. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'm going to recommend this video right here just in case you missed it the other day. And until the next episode, bye friends.